Great to be back home at the Rock with our students and fans this past Saturday. I'm very proud of our football team to find a way to win. And they were excited about after the game. We're facing another tough challenge this week with Old Dominion. They're playing very well right now, so our full focus is on ODU as we start the week to play a game here at 2:30 for Heroes Day here at the Rock.
David Ware, 24/7 Sports. Shawn, after you guys had a chance to watch the film, both opportunities and the positive stuff, what were the things that jumped out at you?
I thought we ran the ball well on offense. I thought we had some explosive plays. I think we had 18 total explosive plays on offense, 8 runs, 10 passes. I thought Joey really handled their defensive scheme well and threw it to wasn't forcing throws, threw a few check downs. Our defense played well early, especially the first quarter. Came out hot in the first quarter, 3 and out, and we're able to get a block punt for a safety. Again, things we have to improve on. We have to be able to make those third down plays. I think we're 7 of 12 on third downs on offense. You want to have better than that. On defense, again, we need to tackle better. Again, sometimes we're going for the strip, and we have to make sure we tackle better to eliminate those, third and ones when it should be 3rd and 6, and they get it, and he rumbles a while and make it 3rd and 1. So a lot to improve on, a lot of good things, but a lot of things we got to improve this week.
You and I had some off-mic conversation about the offensive line and their continued progression. As you think back to Saturday, what are the things that have really gelled with that group that is making them more effective as the season goes on?
I think consistency. Coach Cummings had a great message all year long, and again, I think they are really starting to come together right now at the right time. Again, we had 0 sacks this past week to protect the quarterback, and again, we're able to run the football, and that goes just not with the offensive line but tight ends as well. I think Hollyfield's done a great job at center all season long. Ramsey played well on Saturday. Markel Samuel played well. So again, they're starting to come together at the right time, and we'll have to rely on them this week.
As far as the health of the team goes, you had some guys come out. Nick Taylor came out early. David Larkins was out late. And Anderson Castle was also injured on Saturday. What are the updates that will relate into this week's game?
Right now, I would say Larkins probable. Again, we saw the doctor yesterday, did an MRI. Better news than what we thought. So we'll see with that. Nick Taylor was back at practice yesterday. Anderson Castle was at practice yesterday. So, again, probably all 3 of those would be probable right now. But if they can't play, we have some good tight ends going to play as well. So, if they can't, it would be Max Drag and Kane Hamlett. And again, it's the next man up mentality here, and they'll be ready for the moment.
Greer Hodge, Appalachian Weekly News. Like you were saying, there's been a lot of talk about the defense this season. Saturday, there were a lot of strong points for them, but also times of weakness, one thing being tackling. One of Georgia State's touchdowns were run in with quite a few of our defensive guys clinging to him. How will you change that this week in practice?
Yeah, we can't go up high. We have to make sure we go below the welt. They can't run if they don't have any legs. So that's been addressed, and they're trying to make a play and trying to strip the football. But again, we have to secure the tackle first, and then the second man has to try to strip the football. But you're right in saying the tackling has not been great. Something we work on every Tuesday and Wednesday through a tackling circuit, so we make sure we keep improving.
We've seen a lot of Mekhi Jackson this season. He seems to have really come into his own, being crucial and a valuable tool. What do you see out of Mekhi, and will his role on the team expand going forward this season? Yeah,
I think you look at the receiver room as a whole, I think it's one of our strong points. So that come into the season. Even though Caden has more catches, again, Mekhi has more touchdowns. I don't think Caden has a touchdown yet, but again, this is work ethic. I think the whole group has a great work ethic. They come to practice every single day, and every practice rep's a game rep. So you're seeing that practice execution is a game day reality right now. So again, you look at Mekhi's GPS units. He's one of the fastest every single day, and he keeps improving his craft. So we're lucky we have him, but again, we have a great receiving corps.
David Rogers, High Country Sports. You mentioned the running game, which is so effective. Certainly, Armani Marshall had a big day, and Anderson Castle had a big day while he was in there for the short time in the second half. You addressed Anderson's status, I guess, as probable for this coming week. What are you looking for the running game? Coming into the ODU game.
Oh, we want to keep improving. I think you run the football to win football games, and we've shown that over the years that's a key to success. And again, we have a good running back room, and So we're going to keep doing what we're doing and get better at what we're doing. We can't invent a new running game in a few weeks, but there are some wrinkles we can do to get better.
And you've touched on this before, but what are your feelings about the energy that came into Kid Brewer Stadium on the weekend, and coming off of the storm for your first home game?
Yeah, great energy. Again, our fans, our students were great, and we fed off them. I think it was great for us to get off a fast start, 3-and-out on defense, getting a block punt. Again, our kids fed off our fans, and that's the great thing about being in App State with the great support we have. And again, it's just a great day for the High Country, not just here in Boone, but all Western North Carolina, and hopefully we can do that again this weekend.
Coach David Jackson, Parkway Sports. You had under 5 minutes. You had to go win it, and then you had to keep them from winning it. What did you like about the decision-making and the playing ability of your team when it mattered most Saturday?
Well, I felt very confident in our offense all game long, so it wasn't a pushing the panic button. We were able to run the football at times in the last drive, and Joe made some crucial throws and his right reads, getting the ball out quick, and then our playmakers made plays. So that's something we work on, 4-minute offense throughout the week in 2-minute situations. And again, it was no different when our defense went out there. That situation within a few seconds came up on Wednesday's practice as well. Backed up offense, defense has got to get a 4-and-out. Again, probably the biggest hit we had that week was my son on the sideline. The 4th down, he got crushed by the running back, by the quarterback. So again, just very proud of this situational football. The plays that we had to make, we did to win a football game. And again, Georgia State's a good football team. You can see that even though their record doesn't indicate that. They did beat Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt's a good program this year. So again, that was a great win, one we needed to go forward.
It had been a while since you've had those like nail-biting finishes. Now you've had 2 consecutive weeks of fourth quarter, 1-possession football. You like the progression that guys are making plays in the moment. I know that that's something that you can practice, but until the lights come on, sometimes you get to see what you see, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're seeing through all college football right now. The parity in football as we speak is coming down to the last possession or last 2 possessions. But again, our kids found a way to win. And that's what you want to do. I think our playmakers made plays on both sides of the ball when they had to. So, again, I like our football team. Again, a lot of room to improve, and we will this week because, again, we have our work cut out for us.
Can you just touch on ODU, kind of playing the hot hand right now, a big performance against Georgia Southern. What have you seen out of them the last 3 weeks?
Well, they're a well-coached football team. And you look at their first 3 games, it was Virginia Tech, South Carolina, and East Carolina. And again, they have a tough schedule early, but again, they've improved week after week. I think Ricky's done a great job there since he's been the head football coach. They have weapons, receivers, their quarterback. They brought a new quarterback in. He's dynamic, a great running game. Now, on defense, they're kind of unique. They play like a 4-safety defense that kind of gives you problems with angles and run the football. So we're going to be creative how we do things. Again, there won't be a lot of explosive runs because of the way they fit their runs, and they're playing downhill. So we have to make sure when we do have a chance to have an explosive play, we have to make sure we connect. And again, I think the big thing this week is going to be special teams. You have the 3 phases. You have to win 2 of the 3 to win, and that's going to be huge this week as special teams.
Last one for me, Hamlett's touchdown. Can you talk a little bit about how he got in there in the first place? But then also from a developmental standpoint, I'm sure as a coach it's gratifying to see a young kid get that opportunity and cash in it like he did.
Yeah, Kane he's done well all year long. I mean, I think we do have 4 tight ends who can win right now. Throughout injury, he would play more in the fourth quarter there, but it's always good to see all your hard work pay off. I think he was kind of surprised when he caught the touchdown. I wasn't sure how he was going to celebrate, but he went right to his teammates. So I'm just happy for Kanan. He's earned the right to play, and that position is banged up right now. Hope we get him back. We might not, but again, there's no doubt in my mind that when this Saturday when he's in the game, he'll make plays.
Matt President, Appalachian Sports Network. You just mentioned the importance of special teams going into Old Dominion. Certainly it was important last week against Georgia State. Blocked punt for a safety early. Caden Robinson with a big punt return late. What strides have you seen from the special teams unit as a whole? Yeah,
I think Coach Haynes does a great job. That's one position that's hard to coach because, I mean, there's so many things that happen in those units. But, you know, I think as you look back of our special teams as a whole since we've been here, that's been one of our strong points. Even though we've had injuries, Michael Hughes is out. He'll be out again this week. So, again, that punt blocked, that look they had given us, we practiced all week long, that if that was the look they gave us, we're going to go after it. And Amani did his job and was able to get a punt blocked, which gave us momentum. And again, just that's a position that's hard to play and to find people who want to play it on special teams. But again, I think it's great for us. We tell our team all the time, if you want a chance to play in the National Football League, you need to be great on special teams.
Brett Strela, I've got one to wrap up. Just the ability to run kind of unpredictable plays based on down and distance. I think that's been a staple of this group. The one they stopped on the third down run early, but then I think Amani had one later in the game that worked perfectly to convert a third down, whether it's converting that or setting yourself up for a fourth down that is more manageable. Can you just kind of go into how those decisions are made? Because I assume that was going to be a pretty aggressive call if you were fourth and short early in the game.
Yeah, it's again, we do go for it quite a bit on fourth down. I think that gives you an advantage. And again, touchdowns win football games, field goals don't. So a lot of times it's third and long. You don't have to get it all back in one play. You can we can sequence our plays to get fourth or sixth or less would be a go for it. So we're going to continue to do that. Again, it's so sometimes when you see a run on third down, it doesn't mean we're just giving up. We're trying to sequence a play for fourth down. So I like how Coach Ponce calls the games. Again, when we call plays, we got to execute.